Malacca's openness to trade facilitated diversity, and at its peak, the port was very cosmopolitan with a diverse trading community, which has speakers of more than 80 languages in Malacca. The success of Malacca as a trading port was further supported by its own Malay traders who traveled and traded within the Malay archipelago, particularly for textiles, spices and items prized by traders visiting Malacca from the east and from the west, among others. Malacca's regional strategy involved having 4 Shah Bandars, or harbour masters, each catering to different groups of traders. One for the Gujaratis, one for the Indians from South India and from Bengal, one for local merchants, including those from Java, Palembang and Borneo, and one for the Chinese. The third success factor was Malacca's ability to excel in terms of its delivery system. Malacca's success as a port required efficient and effective public delivery. Malacca was credited as having a highly organized government and was governed by a set of laws known as Hukum Kanun Malacca. Captains of arriving ships would report to their respective Shah Bandar, who in turn would provide elephants to carry the ship's cargo on specific warehouses. Traders paid custom duties of 6% of the value of cargo, slightly lower than what you pay now, 25% corporate tax. Maybe we have to look at Malacca and see whether we could reduce corporate tax to 6%. Once duties were paid, the goods would be traded with resident merchants. The process was viewed as fair and fast. Hence, the traders were assured that they can compete and they can complete their business in time to catch the monsoon winds home. Indeed, the Sultanate of Malacca was a marvel, having been the site of a mere fishing village and surrounded by unfriendly empires. It managed to grow to become among the richest ports in the world. Malacca achieved this brilliant success not merely on the basis of its position in the Straits, but more importantly, by being able to foster an environment conducive to peaceful trading. In the face of adversity, the people and leaders of Malacca worked together in a positive and constructive manner. They were internally driven, yet externally aware. They knew what their internal or personal strengths and weaknesses were, and built upon their strength to take advantage of the external environment. The Sultanate of Malacca did not feel itself inferior to older and more established kingdoms in the region. Instead, it created an extremely well-managed port and positioned itself as a neutral and friendly state, where all could come and go freely and trade peacefully. Malacca did not rely on others to help it grow. It did not wallow in self-pity at its own state of affairs when things went wrong. Indeed, it held itself accountable and acted to better itself whatever challenging circumstances it was forced with. The success factor of Malacca Sultanate some 600 years ago continues to be relevant for Malaysia of the 21st century, for Malaysia of today. This is particularly the case given that we are currently witnessing an Asian renaissance, with the balance of economic power shifting once again to Asia. The likes of China, the likes of India, the likes of Indonesia, Middle East are emerging as major drivers of economic growth, major drivers of liquidity, just as it was the case 600 years ago. And Malaysia, once again, is uniquely positioned in the center of Asia's growth, and some of the success factors for Malacca appear to be relevant again. I list below some of the lessons of the 15th century Malacca for the 21st century Malaysia. First, Malaysia needs to leverage on its strategic location in a manner relevant to today's technology. Contributing to this is the expansion of the network of regional flights from Malaysia to the rest of Asia and the high-speed broadband initiative for greater telecommunications connectivity. Second, as a relatively small country, as a relatively small economy, we need to be effectively integrated with the large and fast-growing economies of the region. This is been achieved through stronger trade links, such as free trade arrangements, and also wider investment links, such as through Malaysian companies with regional operations. The transformation of Malaysia's domestic industries must be in line with the production value chain of the region. For example, in electrical and electronics, we are already witnessing different parts of the value chain undertaken in Malaysia, in Vietnam, and in Singapore. Third, continuous focus on improving the public delivery system is pivotal towards enhancing Malaysia's attractiveness as a destination for trade, as a destination for investment, for both foreign and domestic businesses alike. Having been successful once, some 600 years ago, we could say it is now a DNA to be able to succeed again in an environment where Asia is once again at the center of growth, at the center of trade. The Malacca Sultanate was successful during the 15th century in undertaking a path of economic transformation, establishing itself as a hub for regional trade, quite unlike its prior business model. However, it is also useful to recall that Malacca had begun to decline by the end of the 15th century, culminating in falling to the Portuguese in 1511. It took 446 years for us to regain our independence. The lesson here is that if we do not remain focused on forging ahead, we may fall. And once we fall, it may take a very long time and involve great difficulty to recover again. Ladies and gentlemen, on my part, I remain optimistic. As we forge ahead and embrace a new economic model to transform the Malaysian economy, we should look forward to the future. We should look forward to a future of not only an Asian renaissance, but also a renaissance for Malaysia and a brighter future for our children. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here tonight among the prime movers, achievers, innovators of the Malaysian bond market. These trailblazers have distinguished themselves through their significant contributions in bringing the development and progress of the domestic bond market to greater heights. I am confident that tonight's award recipients and other players in the debt capital market will continue to play their roles effectively to move our capital market to the next level of development. Your effort and your achievements have contributed immensely to the creation of a vibrant and dynamic corporate bond market. That itself has laid a Formula One-like track for the country's high-income race. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat Tan Sri Nur Muhammad Yaakob. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move on to the award ceremony, I would like to announce that dinner is served. Bon appetit.